Hi guys, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel. You can probably tell from a piece of card and a pen that we're going to be doing a premonition effect, and you're absolutely spot on. We are. We're going to be doing a prediction. Well, not you, but me. I'm going to make a prediction of something that's about to happen. But let's do this first, remove some cards. You see, I'm going to go through and just remove maybe one, two, maybe three cards. Yeah, that'll do. 3 cards is all we need. I got 3 random cards here, so I'm going to shuffle up like this. What I'd like you to do in a moment is make a choice. But before doing that, I'm actually going to write on this piece of card a prediction. And my prediction, I'm going to write down nice and clear, is going to be hopefully correct. And I'm going to write down a statement of fact as well. Let me just bend this up so you can't see what I'm writing. Okay, and I'm going to just fold that over and put my prediction in full view. I can't change that, but what I'd like you to do is, without any hesitation, don't think about it, just go straight for it. And can you just slide one of these cards towards you? Now, this is an absolute free choice. They can have any card they like. Now, I know I don't have a spectator here and that you're probably thinking, well, I'm deliberately choosing the card that I predicted. Trust me, when you see the tutorial for this, it is absolutely any card they can pick. So they can grab any card. Now, you had a choice of any of these cards. You've gone for the 4 of clubs. You're not going to believe this, but the card itself that I predicted really is the 4 of clubs. But do you remember I said I made a statement of fact? Because not only that, but I wrote it's the middle card value. And I knew that because you didn't go for the low card, the 2. You didn't go for the high card, the 8. You went for the middle value, the 4 of clubs. Now, I know what you're thinking, that this, using just 3 cards, I had a 1 in 3 chance of getting this right. So let's make it a little bit more difficult for me and use not just 3 cards, but what do you say to 52 cards in the pack? So you're going to get a choice of these. Before you do that, I'm going to write a prediction on here again. Okay, there is my premonition. 52 choices. I want you to imagine you're about to play a poker game, and I want you to grab a good card. In fact, do as you did before, slide any card you like towards yourself. Now, once again, I've got no one here to help me. Trust me, this is 100% freedom of choice. They can go through and pick any card they like. For example, this one here. You're happy with this, you don't want to change it, you're happy with that. But remember, you had a choice of all of these cards here. Now, the amazing thing is that you chose this card. Now, if we put that down here, you had a choice of 52 cards. You're not going to believe my prediction is correct again, because if we take a look, you will pick a red card. Hey, how good is that? I know what you're thinking. Hang on a minute. Half of the pack are red cards and half are black. So a 50-50 split. So it was a 1 in 2 chance of getting it right. Well, no, you see, I'm not referring to the faces, the black and the red faces. You see, you chose the 9 of diamonds. You could have picked any of these. I'm talking about the back, the red back. You will pick a red card. And the reason I'm so bold about that is because if we take a look at the 51 cards, every single one of them has a blue back. You chose the only red backed card in the pack. And that is what you call a real premonition. So here is the tutorial for this very quick premonition effect. In fact, it's two premonitions in one. And if you wish, you could probably just do the first part and leave it at that. That in itself is a pretty good premonition effect. Or you can just do the second part, or you can do what I did, do one after the other, and they follow on nicely. These are all blue back, by the way. This is a regular blue back deck. So let's do the first part of the trick explanation. What you need to do is get yourself a little piece of card, and you're going to fold this. What I tend to do sometimes when you're dealing with quite thick card, I do like to put a little score line down it using a knife like that. That way it makes it easier to bend. And the reason I use card, because I found that when I use paper, when it's too thin and you write a prediction, people can see through the other side. So I've got this thicker packaging card that I like to use. So just by putting a little score line down there, they can't see it. It just makes it easier to fold. And a pen. So we're going to write a prediction on here in a moment. So let's cover the first routine where you predict one of three cards. So go through. Now I tend to use the 4 of clubs. You don't have to. You could use the 5 of clubs, 6, whatever, or any other card. I tend to use the 4 of clubs and any other 2 cards. Now the other 2 cards doesn't matter with. Okay. Now just bear in mind, if you watch the whole routine, because I knew that I was going to follow on with the second part where it's all about the backs of the cards. Did you notice I never shuffle the cards or show the backs at the start of the routine? The cards are face up throughout. Now, I did used to perform this with the cards face down, but actually I think not revealing the colours of the backs, if you're going to do the second part of the routine, I think looks more spectacular. But that's just my opinion. So these are the 3 cards. Why have I got these? Well, you need a low card, a high card, and a middle value card. This is the important thing about this. Now, do you remember on the routine, I said they have 100% free choice of picking any one of these, and they absolutely do. But do you remember what I wrote on here? What I tend to do at the top, I write the name of the card that they're going to pick. So that's going to be the 4 of clubs. Okay. I then flip this over because I want to write on the back of this down here, and I just bend this over to pretend that I'm hiding this. They still can't see the card that I've written. Okay. And I then write the following. Let me just write this down. And I normally put a little smiley face on there just to be friendly, but let me just show you that, the way that I've written that. It's the middle card value. So that's my statement along with this. You can then fold this and turn it round and stand it up. Okay, so you've got the card on the back and on the inside is the statement. So first of all, they get a choice. But this is how it plays out. You tell them to make an impulsive decision. Don't think about it. Just pull any one of these cards over to you. Now, if they pull the 4 of clubs, like I showed in the demonstration, you can stop here. By the way, it's magician's choice. And you probably knew that already. But they take that, you can end it there, just pull these to one side and you perform the routine. Look, I knew that it'd be the 4 of clubs. perfect match. And my statement, and you can open this up, it's the middle value card. And you're all clean, and you say to them, because you didn't go for the high card, the 9, or the low one, the 2, you went for the one in the middle, the 4. And this just adds to it. And you're probably thinking, why do we need that statement? Well, because it plays as an out. Has anyone guessed yet why we've got this and not just the 4 of clubs? Well, let's try it a different way. If they pull this one towards them, not the false card, you then say to them, slide another one towards yourself. Now, as soon as their hand comes over, as they're coming over, you can tell, and this is why I keep them apart. Don't keep them together, keep them apart. If you see their hand coming over here, then you know they're going to grab this one. And immediately they start to put, you say, push those cards aside. So it looks as though you were getting them to push those cards aside. You've left yourself with the 4 of clubs. Can you see how that's working? They always end up with a 4 of clubs. Okay, so if they choose this first of all, the 4 of clubs, if they, make sure you spread these out, if they pick this one, which isn't the false card, you then say pull another one towards yourself. As soon as they go for this one, push them to one side, eliminate those. You've eliminated 2 cards and left yourself with the final card, and then you perform it as you see fit. And I know what you're thinking, but what if they pull this one first of all, and then this one, you say put it on top, and then put this one on top on there. They've now stacked the cards, okay? And you say to them, you've stacked the cards in any order. You could have put them in any order you'd like. Remember my prediction. You reiterate that they stacked the cards in any order. But the card that I predicted, the 4 of clubs, I knew would be the middle card, and I wrote down my statement of fact. It's the middle card. You can see that clear as day. The 4 of clubs, and the card in the middle, you could have put the 2, you could have put the 9, you put the 4 of clubs as the middle card, the 4 of clubs. Can you see that statement? Because I cover up the word value, it reads it's the middle card. How simple is that? Now don't forget, this trick, it's a short fire trick. Bam, there it is. So as soon as you say, now the 4 of clubs had a meaning because I knew that it would be the middle card, and I wrote that statement of fact. It's the middle card. Simple as that. And there is the middle card, the 4 of clubs. As soon as they've seen that, they think, wow, he knew the card which would be in the middle. As soon as they've clocked onto that, you say, I know what you're thinking, and while you're saying this, you're going to tear this and just get rid of this. And you say, I know what you're thinking, you only had 3 cards to choose from, so I had a 1 in 3 chance. And they might be thinking that. I throw these into the pack like this, and I spread these. We come on to the second prediction. Now on the card, you're going to write, you will pick a red card. Okay, so you will pick a red card is what you're going to write, and you put that face down. You go on about they only had a 1 in 3, but now we got 52 choices. Again, this is a free choice, but this is the deal. How you set this up. before you start the whole trick, I take out the Queen of Hearts. Okay, these are all blue back. I take out the Queen of Hearts. I put the Jack or King of Diamonds on top, like that. And from another pack, I take a red backed Queen of Hearts. I get rid of this blue back and I put this on here. Now, some of you have probably already guessed levitation. I've actually got some sticky tape on here. I don't always use sticky. I sometimes use the roughing fluid on here that grips, okay, because you need to do a double turnover, a double lift, and this will make it much easier. If you put some sticky tape on here, double-sided tape, doesn't need to be too tacky, and that goes on top. Why have I got the Jack or the King of Diamonds there? You'll see why. And why have I used the Queen? All will be revealed. You spread the cards out and you say to them, now I'm going to try and encourage them to pick a high value card. Believe it or not, as some of you already know, the most chosen card when you ask someone to name a card or pick a card, they tend to go for picture cards. Secondly, they will go normally for the Queen of Hearts or sometimes the Queen of Diamonds, but mainly the Queen of Hearts. If they choose the Queen of Hearts, you've just performed a miracle. And trust me, this has happened to me in the last 4 months. It's happened 3 times. Someone's name, oh, I want the Queen of Hearts. And so the trick's over. It's the only red card in the pack. However, let's say they don't name the Queen. They name another. You say, name any card you see that could be good in a game of poker. Do you notice the way I'm subtly saying to them, you probably want to pick a high card? So in a way, I'm not saying pick a high card. I'm just saying, you're playing a game of poker, pick a card that will be good for you. They will normally go for a picture card. So they'll say the Queen of Diamonds or this. Now, they do get a choice of any card, okay? Let's say they pick the 5 of Hearts. And you say, slide it out, the 5 of Hearts. As soon as they've picked that, I take this and drop it on top here. The 5 of Hearts. Remember, you had a choice of any card from the pack. I square this up, and as I'm squaring, I'm putting some pressure on there, and I take this off. Now, nobody's really noticing the face card, but if they do, as I slide this off, notice I've got my thumb over here, and I turn this slowly towards myself and just drop this down over here. I've got a double here, and I put this down, and I then spread the cards again, saying, remember, you could have picked any of these. Do you remember my prediction? Pick it up, look at it, you will pick a red card. Now, the joke is that they think, well, hang on a minute, this is a red card, I've only got a choice of 2, red or black. So again, they think you're kind of pulling their leg, but at this point you say, but it's not the face, it's the back of the card. Now remember, this is the first time the audience have seen the colour of the backs. You haven't shown the backs of these at all. So the real kicker is that when you show this quite freely, okay, and drop it down, when you turn the cards over and you say, look, all of these are blue backed cards, and that's why my prediction is incredible, you will pick the only red card in the pack. Now you can do the same. Let's go through this again. If they chose the 7 of clubs, you can pull this out. Again, drop it on there. You say you had a choice of naming any of those cards in the pack. Yeah, you chose this one here, the 7 of clubs, not any of these. And you can spread these, and then you reveal. You will pick a red card. Now this they think is a joke also, because they say, oh, you got it wrong. I'm not talking about the colour of the face being a black card as opposed to a red card. I'm talking about the back. It's the only red card. And then that's the game when you reveal all of the blue backed cards. Either way, it just looks spectacular, that revealing of all blue cards. And this is why I say it's important not to reveal the colours of the cards throughout the entire routine. Now, a couple of little subtleties that you might want to add on. You don't have to use double-sided tape. If you're pretty good at doing a double turnover, you may not want to use those. You might feel confident enough to just do a double turnover like this to show it, and even remove, and I have done this before, remove the two cards as one and show it like this and put it down and then spread the cards. They're looking here, not here, but I've got two cards there. So you don't need the sticky tape on there if you really don't want it on there. Okay, I'll leave that up to you. So several ways of doing this. I think it's two great prediction effects, even the first one on its own or the second one or both together. Have a little play around with that. Until next time, take care.